So let us discuss the role of a professional quantity surveyor. See, the professional quantity surveyor can be working for a client or for a contractor. Okay, so they can be working for a client, they can be working for a contractor, and the roles will differ whenever they work for a client or whenever they work for a contractor. So you need to understand what are the different roles which a quantity surveyor has to do while working for a client or while working for a contractor. Okay, so let us start with understanding what are the roles which a quantity surveyor needs to do while working for a client. The first role of a professional quantity surveyor when he's working for a client is to have a continuous discussion with the client about his project idea and what he wants to achieve. And then he must realize that this idea is feasible or not. So he need to take all the feasibility criteria, as in economic feasibility, structural feasibility, right, environmental feasibility. So all these things should be taken care of. So the next role for your professional quantity surveyor is to estimate uh, the material quantity, your labor, your cost, and time. So all these four factors are really important. What are those four factors? The four factors are your material quantities, to be more specific. Then he also needs to understand the costing of those materials, and then the labor cost, and the final thing is time, the scheduling. Okay, so these four quantities, as in your material, quantities of material, your cost of your material and the labor, right, and the final thing, your time, that is your scheduling, right, can be done using different techniques. Say for an example, your quantity of material can be taken out by taking off method. Taking off method generally can be done for your substructure, superstructure, wherein you take off materials, you take off quantities of materials, quantities of different components of material, as in how much cement is required, how much steel is required, how much bricks are required, so on. It goes on. Your cost and your labor can be calculated using bill of quantities. Bill of quantities is a documentation wherein you have all the quantities, you just get in different pricings of different materials, and then you try to make a bill out of it. So bill of quantities will generally provide you with the cost effect of the materials and the labor. And then there is another thing which is known as scheduling. Scheduling will give you the time required for the completion of the project. So scheduling will always keep you in level of the time. Once the quantity surveyor has all the data regarding the project, the next step or the next role for the quantity surveyor is to find a suitable contractor for that project. For this, a quantity surveyor can go through historic data wherein he can find the local contractors who has done similar kind of project previously, and then he can approach them for the tendering work. So this is the next role which the quantity surveyor has to play. So these are the major roles. These are the few of the major roles. Quantity surveyor plays he has a lot more roles apart from this. Okay, so there are a few other roles, as in he will also look after the quality of the construction while it is being constructed. Okay, and he will also look after the deadlines, as in if the project is being constructed within the deadlines. So there are a number of roles which quantity surveyor plays for a client, because that is really important. And there is one more thing, that he should also look after the budget aspect also, as in he is always asked to keep the budget within the limit, so that the budget should not go over the estimated cost by the client, because that's what the client wants. The client wants the project to be qualitatively good, and also the budget should be within the range of the client. Okay, so these are some of the basic roles which a quantity surveyor for the client plays. Okay, so to get in-depth idea about these roles, you can go through my PDFs which I have shared on here. Okay, so to have a greater idea about what all roles he plays, you can just get into the PDFs. Thank you.